Hi, I'm David Johnson. I pastor New Tabor Brethren Church right here in Caldwell, Texas, and this is Bible Boost. Now, for the next few minutes, I want to talk about lovers of God, people who are in love with God, okay? And we've got to go straight to David. David was a lover of God, the David of the Bible. He was amazing. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 17, and we're going to read verses 32 through 40. You know the passage. David said to Saul, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine, Goliath. Your servant will go and fight him." Saul replied, "You're not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. You're only a young man, and he's been a warrior from his youth." But David said to Saul, "Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep, and when a lion or bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, I struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by his hair," I think King James says by its beard, "and struck it and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he's defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." Then Saul dressed David in his own tunic, put his coat of armor on him and a bronze helmet on his head. But David fastened his sword over the tunic and tried walking, but he was not able to use them. He wasn't used to them. "I cannot go in these," he said to Saul, "because I am not used to them." So he took them off. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream and put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand approached the Philistine. David was familiar with the supernatural. David knew that God was a supernatural God. It was not just intellectual, not just poetry. David knew that God did things that other people couldn't do. David knew and respected God because God is a God of the supernatural. And he said, I love it, he said, this Philistine would be like one of them. He saw the Philistine, he saw Goliath as just an opportunity for God to do something. When you're a lover of God, when you love his law, you love his statutes, you love to obey him, that puts you in a different realm. It puts you in the realm of the supernatural. And this is what God wants to do for you and I. He wants us to go after our own Goliaths. Don't be afraid of them. Be a lover of God. That means you respect the supernatural, you respect what he can do, and knowing that God will do it. Not saying, what has God done for me lately? No. You look at Goliath, you say, what can I do for God? This Goliath, this insurmountable power that stands before me, is just an opportunity for God to show me the supernatural. See, a lover of God understands that. A lover of God hones his craft out in the shepherd fields, talking to God, singing to God, worshiping and praising God. See, lovers of God are different than people just say, I believe in God. I want to encourage you to become a lover of God and see that Goliath as an opportunity for you to do something for God. Every time I've ever done something for God, it came at a cost to me. It cost me something. My pride or finances or anything, it always costs me. Lust is when you take from others to please yourself. Love is when you give to others at your own expense. You see, that's the realm of the supernatural. That's what lovers do. Lovers of God do the things that are in the supernatural. So the next time Goliath comes knocking and he's looking at you, I want you to do what lovers do. I want you to believe and trust God, love his statutes, love his law, obey him, and say, God, I have an opportunity to do something for you. David once was offered a gift to give as a sacrifice. And David said, I can't do that. I can't offer God something that doesn't cost me something. So David paid a fair price for it and offered it to God. I want to encourage you, if you're a lover of God, you're going to do something at your own expense to benefit and to please God. Be a lover of God. Okay? Lots of people love God, but be a lover. God bless you. I'll see you next time on Bible Boost.